Hello lovely people, welcome to the Geek Cupboard, I'm Penge and welcome to Bento Blocks, which is a cosy puzzle game where we chop food into the right shapes so it can fit into lunchboxes. And I've not played the game yet, but already I do quite like it, mainly because of the pun. Bento Blocks, Bento Box, do you see what they've done there? It's a good play on words, I think it's really quite wonderful. Because yeah, bento, or a bento box, is a Japanese food box with all the different foods in their own little compartments to keep them separate. And you know, I do like a bento box. So yeah, they've gone for the whole sort of blocks box pun, which is good. I like that. I do like a good pun. But do you know what? Anyway, enough waffling on about puns. Let's get on with it, shall we? Time to jump right into the demo of Bento Blocks, because we are playing the demo today and do a little bit of food-based puzzling. Okay, here we go. Level 1, and I think the game is starting us off nice and easy. A lovely, gentle introduction to the world of Bento Blocks. So over here, we have a couple of instructions. We've got pick up with the left mouse button and cut with the right mouse button. But looking at what we need to do, I think we just need to pick things up at the minute. So over here is our box. That's what we need to fit our food into. And here is our food. And it looks like some lovely kind of rice. So I think right now, all we need to do is pick up that bit of rice and put it over there. And then pick up that bit of rice and put it into there. And there we go. Recipe complete. We got 3 stars for doing that. Aren't we amazing at this? But yeah, that's kind of the basics, isn't it? That is just how to pick things up and move them around. So let's continue. And I imagine next time, are we going to be doing some cutting? Okay, right, hang on. So can we put that there and then put that there? I don't think we can rotate things. By the look of it, things have to go in this kind of orientation, so we can't sort of flip this around, but I think we can put that there and then that in the middle, and there we go. The box is full with lots of lovely rice, and we get another 3 stars. Yay. Okay, right, now it's getting a little more sort of tricky. Okay, so the box is much bigger. The box is a lot bigger. Let's put that in at the side. I imagine that's going to go in at an edge of some kind. It's not going to go in here because then nothing else is going to fit. So we'll put that like that. And then possibly maybe that like that. Hang on, does that fit in like that? And then we've got, yes, there we go. Like that, like that. Pop that little individual bit into the corner. And there we go. Okay, so far we haven't done any cutting. We've not cut anything at all. But now at the top of the screen, we have a little knife icon. Okay, so now I imagine that means we need to do some cutting. Okay, so how does this work exactly? So do we, hang on, how do we cut? Do we, we move the thing. I think that's where the knife is. That's where we are cutting. Oh no, hang on, no, we can move that around. I thought we had to sort of position the things over the knife blade, if you like, but no. So I think we need to cut just there. Do we click that to cut? How do we... Oh, no, right-click is cut. Of course it is, Penge. The instruction was there all along. So, right, okay, right-click. So we've chopped that bit, look. And now, yeah, look, that's going to form a square. Okay, yay, we're very good at this. Okay, right, splendid. Okay, right, that seems fairly straightforward. Although, actually, hang on. How can we turn that around? Because I want that to be... We need that to be in a different way. We need to chop that bit off and put it into there. But oh no, hang on, no, okay, no. The knife, a bit like the sort of the rice, you can't change the orientation of the blade. So you can't sort of switch it round, so we can't chop sort of vertically, we have to chop horizontally. But we have got 2 chops, I think, by the look of it. We can use the knife twice. So I think what we do is, we chop there, and then we chop there, and then we've got sort of, yes, 3 lots of 1x2 rice. Okay, right, there you go. We are doing very well. Okay. Right, how are we going to do this then? So we've got like an exciting kind of rice window, which is lovely. However, that is 4x2. Okay, how are we going to do this? And only 2 cuts. Got 2 cuts to make this work. I think, do we go, I know what we do. We go here, so we chop that, and then we go there, and we chop that. That bit then goes there, that bit goes there, and we are sorted. Hurrah. I don't know how many, okay, that's a very long piece of rice. I don't know how many levels there are. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, there could be 30, there could be 3,000, I don't know. Okay, hang on. So that's 3 high. So we're going to have to go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's all sort of very conveniently in blocks, as you would imagine, because of the name of the game. So yes, you can sort of count on the board. The board's got the sort of squares on it, the grid. So that's 3. And then that is another 3. So that's going there. That one there is going there. The bottom one goes there. And ta-da, we are sorted. Wonderful. Okay, this is good. Right. We've got 2 chops. And it's got... Oh, hang on. No, I see what we're doing. Okay, so chop just there. Chop just there. Drag that over. And then fill that gap. And fill that gap. Okay, right. This is going great. Oh, now this is a bit different. Okay, so this bento box here has got 2 compartments, which I believe is how they sort of typically work. Normally, though, you'd have different things in each compartment. So you'd have rice in one, and then, I don't know, something else in the other, some greens or some meat or whatever. But yeah, this is just this is just sort of splitting things up. The only thing is, how are we going to... Oh, no, look! The knife thing is huge. The knife thing is covering 2... Okay, so we can chop that, put that in like that. Yes, the knife covered 2 squares rather than just the 1. Okay, right. I get it. So yeah, now the knife is absolutely huge. Okay, they're using a very big fancy knife. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, right, here we go. Right, now we're getting into it. Look, we're getting into the complicated stuff now. So how are we going to do this? I should have prefaced this whole video, by the way, by saying, telling people to brace themselves, because it is a puzzle game, and it's a puzzle game in the Geek Cupboard, which can often lead to people shouting at the screen going, "You've done it wrong, Penge," or "click that button, Penge," or whatever, because, puzzle games aren't generally our forte. I do like a puzzle game. I really enjoy puzzle games, but I'm often not particularly great at them. But here we go. So our first serious challenge. This here is the first sort of one where we're going to have to do something a bit clever. We've got 1 knife cut to deal with this. However, we need to chop, whatever the case, the knife needs to go there, because it's got to chop those 2 bits off the top, so that big chunk there can fit in. But then the question is, what else does it need to chop? Hang on, if we bring that over, if we put that there, and then put that there, hang on, that'll chop that bit off, and that bit will then go there, and that bit, yes, there, it's just there, so do that. So chop that off, put that in, then that, and then that bit at the bottom, and then fill the gap in. Hurrah! There we go. Wasn't that stern a challenge? But yeah, so 1 knife chop can affect more than, 1 piece. It just chops whatever's under it. So it doesn't have to be the same piece of sort of rice as we're dealing with now. Okay, we've got 2... Oh, I see what we need to do. Oh, you're being very clever now, game. Yeah, I get it. Right, so chop that down the middle, and then go like that, and chop down the middle again. Yeah, I see. Very clever. Very good. Yeah, there we go. Sorted. We are picking up many exciting stars. Right. Okay. We need to... Oh, the knife is huge. The knife thing is massive. Look at it. It's enormous. Okay, so it goes all the way across, and we've got 2 uses of this. Okay, so what if we chopped off... What if we did that? So we'd have this... Yeah, hang on a minute. No, we need to get rid of this. We need to sort of do that almost to break this bottom bit apart, so that can go just there. And then we need to get that bit out somehow. I don't quite know how we do that, though. Okay, hang on. I think... Is that like a... there you go, reset. So if you mess it up, which we are going to do imminently, I feel, then yes, we can always just reset it. So if we do that, okay, that's fine. And then if we go like... hang on. What if we then chopped that? Oh, no, hang on. Then we need to have a bit at the top. Is that going to work, though? What if we did... If we put it there... We're going to have 2 long ones. We've got that bit and that bit, but then that's not going to work. No. Okay, that's not going to fly. Okay, right, this has become difficult. This is where you start shouting at the screen, everybody. Yeah, that bit can't go there. We could potentially have a bit like that. Oh yeah, that's what we do. That's exactly what we do. Hang on, that was quite helpful. Yes, do that, please. So that goes there, that goes at the bottom, that goes in, that goes in. We are culinary geniuses, and it's amazing. Hurrah. Ooh. Oh, okay. Right. Congratulations on the opening of your restaurant. Oh, we've opened a restaurant, everybody. Hopefully the restaurant, the people in the restaurant are very happy with rice, because that's all we appear to have cooked. Okay, hang on. So there are... oh, I see. Right, okay. I think, is that where the end of the demo is? So we've got these levels here, and then the demo finishes here. Okay, right, that's fine. That's okay. Although, yeah, look, get more to unlock. Okay, hang on. So do we... Let's come back and check that then. Is that... Hang on. If we go back into here, go back into there. Ah, that's where that is. Okay. However, now we've got a different thing. So we've got our rice, like we've had previously, but also now we've got a little kind of shrimp or a prawn or something. I'm going to say it's a shrimp, because it looks relatively small. Shrimps are small, aren't they? A shrimp small or a prawn small? I'm not entirely sure. A little sort of shellfish thing just there. But that's got to go in that corner. Okay, so this is fairly simple. We can do that. Pop that in, because, yeah, there's a sort of an outline in the box of where it needs to go. So, yeah, like that, and then like that, and ta-da, we are done. Okay, so does that complete that? So, yeah, does that unlock any more here? Get more stars to unlock. Okay, we'll fly through these. We'll get through to the... I say fly through. We shall work our way through these. And then we'll get to here. And then see if we've unlocked any more things. I don't know. This would imply that's the end of the demo just there. But that's okay. Right. We've done... Oh, we did... No. Do you know what? I'm going to do it again. Yay, we did it again. There we go. Splendid. Yeah, right. 3 stars. Thank you so much. Okay. Right. I think we've got 2 uses of the knife here. So I think, hang on, they both need to be next to each other. So if we chop just there, that's going to be, okay, we'll do it. We'll put that there like that, look. And then we've got one more. Oh, okay, no, I don't think that's correct. I think we're supposed to do something like that. Hang on. Reset that. There we go. First use of the reset. I think we chop that bit off like that. I think that's going to go like that. Yeah, there we go. And then just chop the little sort of prawn fella off at the top. Like so. Put that in. Put the rice in the middle. Put the little sort of prawn, whatever it is, the seafood creature across the top like that. Okay. Oh, okay. I looked at that and went, well, that's really easy. Just pop that in the corner and on it goes. But no, that's got to go in the middle. So that bit's in place. That's fine. We've got 2 uses of the knife. And, oh, okay. This is interesting, isn't it? Okay. So if we put that just... Well, these have all got to be separated somehow. These have all got to be chopped. Because we need 3 down the side. And then, no, hang on. No, not that. We need a bit like that. Like so. Does that count as one chop of the knife if they're both in position at the same time? Does that work? Ah, yes, okay. So there are sort of chopping lines. Okay, so that's then going to go in like that. And then we just need that in... Oh, hang on a minute. Again, how is that going to function? Like that? Yes. Like that, and then we have 2, and then 1 and 1. Yeah, okay. So yes, these lines, when these are positioned, they just chop underneath, and they are just one single use of the knife. Like that, okay. That goes in, pop that there, and that's all good. Hurrah! Oh. Okay. Right. Okay, goodness me. We've got 1 use of the knife. Oh... Okay, 1 is horizontal, 1 is vertical. Okay, have we got to do something like... Oh, it's that, isn't it? Okay, no, that's fine. Okay, that looked significantly more complicated than it actually was. That looked worse. There we go. That wasn't so bad. Just chop it like that, and then, yeah, they're all in these sort of corners with no sort of shrimpy things in the middle. Okie dokie. Right. That could go there, but then, yes, it's going to go, you're not doing very well on that thing. So, okay, we've got one use of a blade, and I think that's got to be just there. That's got to be in the corner. But then it's a case of how do we get you into there with one use of the knife? Okay, this, unless that's supposed to go there, and we are being misled somehow by this. Hang on, what if we did that? With that, yeah, that's it. I've accidentally stumbled across the solution. Hooray! I love it when I do that. I love it when things just work out without me having to really try. That's amazing. There we go. That was more luck than judgment. I can't take much credit for that, but okay. We've got we've got two places where there needs to be shrimpy prawn things, but we appear to have three of them. Hang on. Is one going to waste or something? Or do we need to chop that one off? Yeah, so it's going to go kind of, sort of like that-ish. We've got... Okay. What? What do we do with the extra one, though? Why is there an extra one? Okay. What if we went like that? What if we did that as a choppy? And then that was there, then we'd need 4 down and then another 1. So hang on. So can we somehow do that? No. No, we could not. That is not going to fly. That's 3 down, but then we can't chop anything else. Okay, reset that. That clearly wasn't the right thing to do. So if we chopped... so that on the corner isn't going to work. If you're in the bottom corner of like an L shape, that's not going to work either. And I'm going to have 3... Oh dear. Right, okay, we've come across a stern test all of a sudden. What if we did that? Chop that, and then chopped like that? Is that good enough? So like that. No, because that's got nowhere to go. That can't fit anywhere. Okay, so no, not that either. Reset that. We're going through a lot of rice for this one. Okay. Maybe like that. If we do that, look. And then, yes, that could go there. Yeah, that can go there. And then we could put that there to get a chunk for you. And you could go there. So that you're going at this, and we need an L-shaped piece. Could we get there? Look, yes, like so, like that, and you just. I'll have that. I am quite hungry actually. I'm recording this over lunchtime, so that's actually this is all making me very hungry. Okay, right, hang on. Quick check. Got 4 more levels. Have we unlocked anything here? No. Okay. But yeah, 4 more levels. I assume, is that the one we were on? Yes, I think so. Okay. Oh, that box is open on that side, is it? Oh, okay. Right. One use of the knife to make this work. Okay. Oh, no. No, okay, right. Maybe because there's no lid... This is this accept? No, that's not going to work, is it? No, that's a terrible idea. But that can't... Hang on, what? How is this going to work? One cut of the knife with a long blade. So it implies that you're supposed to cut 3 things with this, but we can't. How does this work? Do you know, I don't know. Because, yeah, it's too wide. So we'd need to cut an end off. We'd need to cut, say, that bit. If we cut that off, look, then it's wide enough to go into there. But, of course, the bit at the bottom is sticking out. So how is, with one use of the knife, how are we doing this? I don't know. And hang on. What if it's like that? So we can put that like that. And then put that in. Okay, so because there's no sort of top wall there, there's no lid, if you like, to the box, we can do that. Okay, right. So if there's no top, if there's no lid, then we're allowed to just have stuff coming out. Okay, so here, look, these two sides are open. So we can do whatever we need to do, as long as the box bit is full and the little sort of seafood creature things are in the right place, then everything is fine. Okay. So we need to kind of break these out a little bit. So what if we did... let's do that, look. And that... No, hang on. No, we didn't need to do that. Because we could just... If we do that... yeah, that needs to be... What if we chop? If I know, go like that, look. Chop like that. Okay, so we've made a bit of a dent. And then... we need... So that could be the corner one. So you could be the corner one. So as long as you've got 3 high, you're okay. And then if we cut you to here... No, that's not going to work, is it? That's not going to work, because then we haven't got anything to tuck into this bit. What if we did that, look? So that can go there, and you can go there, but then we haven't got anything to fill that one remaining gap in. Right, okay, so I think it's something a bit like that. It's going to be something similar to that, but not that. Similar, but not. Okay, what if we did that and then... that? Is that what I did before? Hang on, that might have been what I did before. I can't remember now. Okay, no, but that's still not going to fly, is it? That's not going to work. We could put that... oh, okay. Okay. That looked quite promising initially, but no, that's not going to work either. Although, is that the key to all of this? Is that how we're supposed to do this? So, okay, right. Okay, we've come across the sternest challenge so far. So yeah, chop there, and then chop there. So that can be, hang on, like that. What if we do that? So that goes like that. Yes, there we go. Put that in. Put that. I mean, this looks very untidy. This looks very untidy. This, I like it when they fit into the boxes properly. This is a little bit all over the place, but apparently that's acceptable. I feel like we're giving people more than they've paid for there, but okay. Our restaurant must be doing very, very well. Right. We've got plenty of little kind of seafoody, shrimpy creature thingamabobs, but we only need 2. Okay. So we need to chop this. We've got 2 uses of the knife. So I wonder, if we just go like that and like that, how's that going to work? Okay, so that could go... No, so that's not going to fly, is it? Okay. Okay, now reset that. Reset that. We need where there's 1... Hang on, were they in that alignment at all? I don't think these shrimp are in that alignment at any point on this kind of thing here, are they? There's not one sort of diagonally opposite the other one. No, so we have got to sort of chop them out and position them correctly. Now, the only thing is I don't quite know how we're going to do that. The one at the bottom here, I was thinking, could you create like a sort of a shape like that, like a Tetris shape? So 1 and 2 across the top and then 2 down with the shrimp at the bottom. But I don't think that's going to be possible because that one at the bottom has got the shrimp at the top and that one's got that one above it. So I don't think that's going to work. And then, yeah, then we've got you over here as well. And we've only got 2 sort of, vertical chops. So unless we're supposed... No, we have to chop it apart, don't we? We need to sort of chop it apart. So if we did that, but then we did something... No, that's not going to break it apart, is it? That's the problem. That's not going to chop it apart. That's just going to do that. And that's not doing anything. That's just rubbish. Because we're not removing the things. Okay, no, that was a silly idea. I don't know. How do we do this then? If we chop that there, then that goes like that. But then we've got an extra one there. So that's not going to fly. Oh, hang on. That could go in like that. And then we chop that. Oh, yeah. Is it that? Like that. Hang on. Like that. That goes there. And that no, not the chopping knife thing. That goes there. Okay. Again, we're wasting quite a lot of food, I feel. But okay. Oh, I think this is potentially the last one. I'm not quite sure. We need... I'll give over... Okay. We've got one little kind of seafoody shrimp buddy in the middle, surrounded by rice. And on the thing we're working with, we've got to chop one of these guys out. And we've got 2 knife cuts to do so. Oh, goodness me. Okay. Right, well, we need to chop one of them out. So what if we did that? So you're in the corner. Yay, well done for you. But then how are we going to get the rest of the stuff out? Oh, goodness me. Okay, so if we did that? No, because that's not going to do anything, is it? We've only got one use of the blade left. How does this even work? Okay, this is going to be evil, isn't it? This is going to be very difficult. Okay, what we need... So I'm thinking what we do is we position it like that, look. And then we need to somehow chop out one of the shrimp buddies. And then... Hang on a minute. Yeah, so you... What if... Are we allowed to do it across the top of the thing? What if we did that, look? So went... Cut. And then went like that. And then cut that again. And then move the knifey bits out of the way. Move the rice out of the way. Put you just there. Yes. And put you just there. Okay. There we go. 3 stars. We are done. And I think, right, can we go on to the next? No, there we go. There we go. We've got to the end of the demo of Bento Blocks, which is completely fun. That is perfect. Oh, there's a cat over there. Hello, cat. Get off. Get off my rice and my shrimps or prawns or whatever they might be. But Joe, I quite like that. That was really good fun. That was a nice, simple, very chill, very laid-back game with puzzles that were not utterly incomprehensible, because sometimes, as we've seen on this channel when we play puzzle games, sometimes the puzzles are so complicated. I can spend 10-15 minutes staring and trying all sorts of different things, and it takes a long time to get through them. Whereas this has got that sort of nice balance of, yep, do you know what, here's a puzzle, a little bit of thought required, but there you go, you've done it, and through you go to the next level. You have that nice sort of feeling of progression. It's not like you hit a brick wall and go, well, I don't know, I can't do it, I'm completely stuck, I'll just go and do something else. It's got that nice sort of free-flowing kind of feel to it, which is quite good. And Joe, I like that. That was really good. That was really good fun. Started off nice and easy with just rice and such like, and just, cutting stuff into different shapes. And then you get thrown into the whole world of tiny seafood creatures, which I'm still not quite sure what they are. But yeah, they come in as well. And yeah, also you learn about the bento boxes themselves. The fact that, yes, if they've not got the sides on, stuff can kind of overflow. You can sort of put stuff outside of the boundaries of the box if there isn't a wall there, which was quite key. That was quite important. So, yeah, overall, that was good fun. I like that. That was a fun little sort of very chilled out, very laid back puzzle game, which no time pressures, nothing coming along to nag you to hurry up or whatever. You can take your time, dip in and out of it. There's a sort of, reset, undo button. And, each level is nice and small and sort of, dainty and little to complete. And it is about lovely food. And yeah, I do like a bento. They're really nice. I tend to have them. If I go to a Japanese restaurant, sometimes I'll have a nice big bowl of ramen, but sometimes I will have like a bento with different things in it and rice and such like. Yeah, it's very nice. So yeah, there we go. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Now I am incredibly, incredibly hungry and I'm going to have to go and get some food. But yeah, there we go. We've come to the end of the demo. So we will wrap things up for now. But yes, it looks like the full version of the game is going to have more puzzles, lots of different levels, and possibly even, do we get clues from this? No, unfortunately not. I was wondering if there's going to be different kind of sort of food things. So yeah, we saw the introduction of the little kind of seafood creatures. I wonder if at some point there's going to be, as well as the rice and the seafood creatures, there might be some greens or some beans or something else, some other things that you then need to fit into the boxes too. Yeah, maybe different types of meat or whatever. But yeah, I don't know if that doesn't really tell us explicitly, but I imagine there would be. there's going to be all different things. And then, yeah, the slightly trickier levels are going to be over here on 7, of course. But there we go. We've come to the end of what we can do in the demo. So we shall wrap things up for now with our look at the very lovely, very chilled out bento blocks. Hopefully you did enjoy this. If you did, please do leave a like. That would be most marvellous indeed. And also, if you're not already, then please do subscribe to keep up to date with all the other bits and bobs and nonsense that we get up to in the Geek Cupboard. But for now, thank you very much for joining me in the Geek Cupboard, and I'll see you next time.
This robotic arm has salmonella on it. Okay, so we've got 2 things that are diseased. Be warned about Tutorial Robot. He's all sort of retro and adorable. I think he wants to destroy humanity. Hungry humans, come and order some food. 74% efficiency. Oh my goodness. Wow. There he is. There's a murderous robot face.